You know that feeling, that background hum of dissatisfaction, maybe? Or sometimes it's much sharper, like loss.
Hmm.
It just feels like suffering is, well, everywhere, part of life.
It really does seem baked in, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you have to wonder, where does it all come from? Really? And I guess the bigger question is, can we ever actually be free from it?
That's probably the ultimate human question, right? And today, that's exactly what we're exploring. We're doing a deep dive into a really ancient source of wisdom, the Mettagūmāṇavapucchā.
Okay.
It's part of the Sutta Nipata, and what's amazing is that it reads like a direct conversation. It's between this seeker, Mettagu, and Bhagava, the enlightened one.
A direct dialogue, not just abstract teaching.
Exactly. It addresses these questions head on. So our goal here is to really unpack the core insights from their conversation. Think of it like getting a shortcut to some timeless wisdom that honestly feels incredibly relevant today.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's jump in. Where does it start?
Well, Mettagu gets straight to the point. He asks Bhagava, who he acknowledges has, ultimate knowledge, he asks, essentially, where do all these different kinds of suffering in the world actually arise from?
A fundamental question. So what's the answer?
Bhagava's answer is very direct, potent. He says sufferings arise from upadhi.
Upadhi. Okay. What exactly is upadhi?
Right, that's the key term. It can mean a few things, like the basis of existence. But here, the most powerful meaning is more like attachment, clinging, acquisition. It's the mental stuff we grab onto and won't let go of.
Ah, okay. So it's not the external thing necessarily, but our holding on to it. Like grasping at smoke or something.
Precisely, it's the grasping. And Bhagava explains this distinction. The ignorant person, the one who doesn't see this, keeps making upadhi, keeps acquiring, keeps clinging.
And so they keep suffering. It's a loop.
It's a self-perpetuating cycle, yeah. But then he offers the way out, the person who knows, who understands this dynamic.
The one who gets it.
Right. That person shouldn't make upadhi because they see it clearly as the source, the origin point of suffering. It's about recognizing that root and, well, choosing not to water it.
Okay, that insight about upadhi being the root is, wow. But then the immediate next question is how? If suffering comes from this clinging, how do we actually stop doing it?
Exactly the question Mettagu asks next. He sees the implication. He asks basically, how do the wise cross over this flood? He calls it the oga.
The flood, like being overwhelmed.
Yeah, the flood of birth, aging, sorrow, lamentation, all of it. He asks Bhagava, the sage, to explain the path, this Dhamma, because he knows Bhagava understands it.
Does Bhagava lay out a path?
He does, and he promises something quite specific, a Dhamma, a teaching that's not based on tradition. Meaning it's not just something you hear and believe, it's directly perceivable, something you can know for yourself through your own experience.
Okay, experiential, not just theory.
Exactly. And he says that knowing this path, if you practice mindfully sato, you can cross over the world's entanglement, it's visattaka. It's presented as a very practical, verifiable way out.
So what is it? What's the actual practice?
It's quite focused, Bhagava says.
Yeah.
Whatever you fully comprehend doesn't matter if it's perceived as above you, below you, across from you, or right in the middle.
So basically, anything you experience.
Anything you experience. In relation to those things, you have to abandon two things. Nandinyaka and nivesananya.
Yambingika.
Nivesananya.
Yeah, essentially delight and abiding. You let go of the pleasure you take in the thing, and you let go of the tendency for your mind to sort of settle into it to make a home there.
Ah, okay. Not just avoiding bad stuff, but letting go of the grip on the good stuff too. And not mentally nesting in any experience.
That's the core of it. And the result, consciousness vinyaka doesn't stand in becoming. Your mind stops constantly creating new states of being, new identities, based on these perceptions it's clinging to. Wow. That feels like a radical kind of freedom. It's not about changing the world outside, but changing the inner reaction, the clinging.
Exactly. And he describes the person doing this practice. A seeker, a bhikkhu, living mindfully, diligently, sadar apamato. Having given up possessiveness, mamaitani, that sense of mine.
Giving up mine, that's huge.
It is. And here's the really incredible part. Bhagava states that such a person can abandon birth, aging, sorrow, lamentation, suffering. Easy. Right here, right now, in this very life.
Not some future reward, but liberation available now.
That's the promise. It's a present moment possibility. And Mettagu clearly gets it. His response is full of appreciation. He calls Bhagava Gautama and says he is without upadhi, recognizing that Bhagava himself has done this, has abandoned suffering.
He sees the teacher embodying the teaching.
Yes, and he expresses faith that those who follow this advice can do the same. It's a powerful moment of understanding and affirmation.
It really speaks to the clarity of the teaching. So does Bhagava add anything else? Does he describe this liberated person further?
He does. He gives this beautiful description of someone who has truly crossed the flood. He calls such a person a Brahmanvidaguru.
A Brahman who has reached ultimate knowledge.
That's right. Someone who has truly attained wisdom. And this person is Akinyakana,
Akinyakana.
having nothing, which doesn't necessarily mean materially destitute, but rather inwardly unburdened, no clinging, no inner possessions,
Okay.
and they are unattached to sensual existence, kamabhava asata. Again, not necessarily rejecting the world, but free from the compulsion and attachment to sensory pleasures.
A deep internal freedom.
Completely.
Yeah.
He says such a person has crossed to the other shore, free from impediments, without longing. Tinsa para akilorakaku. It just paints this picture of arrival, peace.
No inner obstacles left, no
Oh.
desperate wanting.
Exactly. And the final description of this vidva, this knowing person, they've abandoned the whole entanglement in becoming and non-becoming, both the drive to exist in certain ways and the aversion to existence.
This is beyond those extremes.
Yes. They are vitatanho without craving, aniya without distress, without affliction, and nyaso without longing or expectation. Bhagava concludes, they have truly crossed birth and aging. Atari so jatijaran.
Just utterly free.
Yeah.
At peace.
It's a profound state of being.
What a journey, seriously. From pinpointing upadhi, that subtle clinging, as the actual root of suffering, all the way to these very practical, mindful steps. Letting go of delight, letting go of mentally avoiding and things, giving up that possessiveness.
And seeing it leads to crossing that whole flood of suffering.
Right here, right now. It's not abstract philosophy. It feels like a genuine path laid out. Timeless wisdom, for sure.
It really does. And it leaves us with something important to reflect on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if upadhi, this clinging, this acquiring, is the root, where might that be showing up in your life right now? Maybe in ways you don't even notice.
Like what?
Oh, it could be anything. Holding on to a specific outcome at work, maybe. An expectation about how a relationship should be. Even just needing to be right in a conversation.
Huh. Yeah, those subtle attachments.
Exactly. Those subtle forms of possessiveness or insistence. Can you notice how sometimes holding on to those things brings that low-level anxiety, that frustration?
Definitely.
So the question to maybe sit with is, what might it really mean for you in your current life situation to begin to cross the flood? What little bits of upadhi, of clinging, could you start to recognize and perhaps gently let go of?